Resident Evil has taken over Horror Unleashed for the summer. Plus, a bunch of new Halloween Horror Nights houses have been announced, including Hellraiser and more original houses. I have plenty of details to go over on all of these topics today on the Universal News Rundown. I am your host, Frankie. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And now with that said, let's get into it. Resident Evil is taking over Universal Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas, and the infection has already begun. In a very interesting move by Universal, this massive new Resident Evil experience quietly debuted on the evening of June 25th without a traditional announcement, press release, or full reveal. Horror Unleashed did post one cryptic message on X acknowledging the soft launch, but they gave no real explanation of what was actually happening inside the venue. At Stitch Kingdom on X was the first account I saw breaking the news from inside Horror Unleashed. They shared several photos and videos that gave us our first real look at everything Resident Evil has brought to the venue. And this is much more than just a few decorations and a couple of roaming characters. A large portion of the Horror Unleashed warehouse has been transformed into Raccoon City, complete with Umbrella Corporation advertisements, Resident Evil signage, themed food and drinks, live characters, zombies, and interactive missions. It is also important to note that the 4 permanent haunted houses appear to remain unchanged and are still operating. Other than the 4 permanent haunted houses, it does look like Resident Evil has switched up things at Horror Unleashed just about everywhere inside the warehouse. This includes all of the entertainment spaces, bars, and dining locations. The experience begins inside the Raccoon Police Department, where guests are randomly assigned one of several escape room-style investigations. Depending on which mission they receive, guests may have to complete a fuse box challenge, solve a chessboard puzzle, or use clues involving a telephone and post-it notes. From there, guests receive themed task cards that send them around the venue to complete additional missions, including coded messages and zombie-related challenges. According to the reports, completing both challenge cards can unlock a merchandise discount that guests can redeem during their visit at Horror Unleashed. There is also a pretty impressive lineup of live Resident Evil characters. Guests have encountered Leon Kennedy, Claire Redfield, Jill Valentine, and Ada Wong, along with Raccoon City police officers, Umbrella Corporation employees, and roaming zombies throughout the warehouse. And I have to say, those zombies look really sick. There is even a licker roaming around, along with a massive nemesis watching over part of the experience from an elevated platform. Some of you guys may recognize some of these costumes and props that were used over in Japan for Halloween Horror Nights over there. Some of these characters also appear in unscheduled action sequences, including moments where the heroes battle Nemesis or zombies overrun the police station. And again, those zombies look awesome, man. The Resident Evil takeover has also reached the food and beverage locations. The Boiler Bar now has a toxic green Resident Evil look, complete with zombie sound effects, while Jack's Alley has been transformed into the Umbrella Corporation Cafe. Resident Evil themed food and drinks have also been introduced, including a biohazard elixir served inside of a laboratory flask that guests can take home. There does not appear to be any dedicated Resident Evil merchandise available just yet beyond that flask that you can take home, but more merchandise is reportedly on the way, and that would make a lot of sense since they are giving away merch discounts for people that complete the what do I call it? The escape room challenges. A little bit more info here for you. Jack and Chance's live show has been moved out of Jack's Alley, and it is now in the premiere house during this Resident Evil takeover. So this is a pretty major addition we have here. However, Universal still has not given it a proper announcement or a promotional rollout. The big question now is, when will Universal officially announce this? According to a report from Full House of Horrors, the Resident Evil takeover is scheduled to continue through August 2026. That lines up perfectly with the schedule of upcoming Horror Unleashed events that Universal revealed last month. Beginning in September, Horror Unleashed is scheduled to host its new Food Film Frights event on select weekends inside the Premiere House. That space is currently being used for Jack and Chance's live show, as I just mentioned, since the Resident Evil action sequences took over Jack's alley. So, unless Universal rearranges the entertainment again or finds a way to extend the takeover, it looks like Resident Evil may only be infecting Horror Unleashed for the summer. Of course, if the takeover proves successful enough, Universal could always find a way to extend it, relocate parts of the experience, or bring it back again in the future. I think the end of August is probably when this will be ending, so it looks like we have about 2 months total of Resident Evil at Horror Unleashed. Either way, I would expect a full announcement very soon. Once there is an update, I will post a pinned comment on this video, so check out the pinned comment section to see if there's any follow-ups on this. And I will also bring this up once again, once we have the official announcement, I will bring this up again for the Universal News Rundown. All right, we have a bunch of Halloween Horror Nights news to talk about, including what I'm going to start off with right now. Breaking news, this just got released like 20 minutes ago at the time that I'm recording this. Hellraiser is officially coming to HHN 35. After months and months of rumors and speculation, Universal has officially revealed Hellraiser, a brand new haunted house, coming to Halloween Horror Nights in both Orlando and Hollywood. For the first time at HHN, guests will enter the twisted world of the original Hellraiser trilogy. The house begins inside the iconic Lament configuration puzzle box, opening a gateway to a horrifying dimension filled with Pinhead and the Cenobites. Guests will move through locations including Frank Cotton's family home, the Chenard Institute, and eventually the Labyrinth, where Pinhead and the Cenobites are waiting for new souls to torment. Universal says that this house will blend graphic imagery, supernatural horror, and the franchise's theme of pain, pleasure, and desire. Doug Bradley, the original actor behind Pinhead, is also returning to provide the character's voice for both versions of the house. Limited edition Hellraiser merchandise has already been released as well, including a t-shirt and a Pinhead figure for Universal's Infernal Carnival collectible display. There you have it, Hellraiser coming to Halloween Horror Nights. This is definitely going to be one of the most popular houses of the year. Personally, for me, I actually have never watched any of the Hellraiser movies, so I have some homework to do. I'm going to have to watch those movies before I head down to Florida for HHN 35. I remember when I was a kid, I seen it on TV. I was like 4 or 5 years old. I seen like one scene with Pinhead in it, and I was completely freaked out. I turned the channel off and haven't tried to watch it since. But I have a couple of more Halloween Horror Nights houses to talk about today. We have 3 other original houses to get into. Last week, a few more Halloween Horror Nights houses were announced for Orlando, and they are all original houses. First, let's talk about Cybergoria. The story behind the house takes place thousands of years in the future, where humans entered cryogenic sleep with the promise of one day waking up immortal. Instead, though, the machines left in charge have begun replacing human flesh with robotic parts, creating disturbing cyborg experiments inside a facility run by bio-immortal bionic intelligent systems. Show director Matt Flood says this house will heavily integrate its audio, lighting, and characters to make the entire environment feel alive. Guests will travel through the freezing process, explore the facility, and eventually make their way outside to see what has become of the world, with mirror effects, aggressive scares, and plenty of futuristic body horror along the way. Those details come from HHN show director Matt Flood's interview with Game Rant. Wow, I have to say, I am really excited for Cybergoria. I'm actually excited for all of the other houses that we're going to talk about today. I feel like my hype levels for the original houses are way higher than they were last year. I'm really digging the vibes so far for everything that they have cooking up. And speaking of everything that they have cooking up, let's continue on because we've got 2 other Halloween Horror Nights houses to talk about. Next up, let's talk about Invasion: Alien Abduction. The house takes place at a remote southwestern homestead where an unseen alien craft has abducted a family and their livestock. Universal is avoiding the campy alien approach and instead leaning heavily into home invasion horror, with multiple types of terrifying gray aliens, giant tentacles smashing through walls, and organic claws pulling people and animals toward the ship. Guests will feel the alien craft shaking the house through vibrating floors, while lights, sound, and increasingly destroyed environments make the entire experience feel chaotic and claustrophobic. Universal is also teasing new scare technology, also heavy gore and several aggressive close-up attacks, with the house serving as the first chapter of an entirely new HHN story. Those details come directly from HHN show director Charles Gray's interview with Nerdist. Like I said, another awesome house to be really stoked about, and I love that we're already hearing that this is just the first chapter of several chapters to come in the future. I love everything that we've heard so far about this house, the vibrating floors, the lights, everything going on, the fact that it's going to feel like you're being abducted by aliens. I can only imagine how sick this is going to be. Definitely one of my most hype houses of the year so far. This is going to be awesome. And speaking of awesome, I've got one more new Halloween Horror Nights house to talk about, because Universal has also revealed Madlands Caged Cannibals. This is another original haunted house coming to Halloween Horror Nights 35 in Orlando. The house takes place inside a post-apocalyptic zoo where animals have gone extinct and a tribe of cannibals have taken over. These cannibals now imitate the traits of the animals that once lived there, stalking guests like predators. Universal is calling this one of the bloodiest and most aggressive houses of the year, with intense close-up scares, gruesome environments, and even some unusual smells throughout the experience. Every guest entering the zoo is treated as prey, and the cannibals are very hungry. Those details come from Universal Orlando Assistant Director Laura Saul's interview with Cinema Blend. That's going to be it for today's Universal News Rundown, but I will be back in just a few days, if not possibly even tomorrow, with more Universal news for you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care and peace out.